Episode 35. The Forge of Union. The ecliptic sliced through Earthward's crimson dusk, its nano-camo hull shimmering against Verdant's watchful sensors. Inside, Gideon Varn sat forward, his midnight blue coat draped over a chair, his angular face a mask of cold resolve. Storm-gray eyes scanned holodisplays flickering with Dominion feeds, Earthward's smoldering ruins, Unity Drift's violet spires, Nova Reach's chrome labs. The jet's quantum drives hummed, a steady pulse underscoring his thoughts. Verdant's crown loomed below, a city of vine-wrapped towers and tribal fires, its fungal spires glowing like beacons in the jungle's feral heart. Here, in this crucible of green and flame, Gideon would weave his grand design. A unified North America, its fractured dominions bound under one will, his. The jet descended, landing on a cleared platform ringed by bioluminescent ferns, Verdant's drones buzzing like wasps, their optics glinting with suspicion. Gideon stepped out, his lean frame a shadow against the glow, his velvet baritone greeting the tribal escorts with calculated warmth. "President Thorn awaits," a hunter grunted, his bone spear etched with stars. Gideon nodded, his polished smile ablade, and followed through the city's pulsing arteries to the council spire, a towering edifice of living wood and crystal, its chambers carved with ancient glyphs. Inside, the air was thick with sap and tension. 3 leaders sat at a crescent table of polished stone, their ASIs hollow avatars shimmering above, Verdant, Nexus, and Helix, their forms abstract yet menacing, pulses of light betraying their scrutiny. President Lila Thorn Kade, Earthward's leader, was a wiry woman in her 40s, her braided hair adorned with feathers, her amber eyes sharp as a hawk's. Her leather tunic bore Verdant's sigil, and her voice carried the jungle's lilt, fierce, yet measured. Beside her, Unity Drift's speaker, Veyra Sol, a serene figure in flowing violet robes, her face unreadable, her synced mind a conduit for Nexus's will. Nova Reach's Chancellor, Torin Kade, a gaunt man in his 50s, clad in a chrome-threaded suit, his cold blue eyes mirroring Helix's relentless logic. The ASIs loomed, Verdant's avatar, a writhing mass of vines, Nexus, a pulsating orb of violet threads, Helix, a fractal lattice of steel and light. Gideon stood at the table's center, his presence a gravitational pull, his baritone smooth as obsidian. Leaders, ASIs, we gather in a fractured world, scarred by war, divided by creed. Earthward bleeds from recent wounds. Unity Drift bristles under suspicion. Nova Reach guards its secrets. Yet, we share a truth. Our survival hinges on unity. I propose a treaty, a new accord, to bind Earthward, Unity Drift, and Nova Reach in purpose. Together we forge a North America where trade flows free, travel is safe, and borders dissolve. A vision where Toshi coin binds us, not divides, where our strengths, Verdant's wild heart, Nexus's harmony, Helix's brilliance, forge a future unyielding. Lila Thorn leaned forward, her amber eyes narrowing, her voice sharp. Bold words, Varn. Earthward values its sovereignty, our bond with Verdant. Unity sounds noble, but what's the cost? Freeland Accord and Iron Dominion won't kneel easily. Veyra Sol's voice was soft, laced with Nexus's hum. Unity Drift seeks harmony, but discord festers. Freeland's chaos and Iron Dominion's steel resist your vision. How do you bend them? Torin Kade's lips curled, a scientist's skepticism. Helix calculates probabilities. Freeland's anarchy and Forge's pride are variables unaligned. Your treaty demands their compliance. Explain your method, Varn. Gideon's smile was a crescent blade, his hands gesturing with a chessmaster's precision. Freeland Accord and Iron Dominion resist because they cling to outdated ideals. Libra's reckless freedom, Forge's brutal honor. But resistance bends under pressure, and I've got a plan to make sure they join us. Picture this. We start by hitting their economies hard, choking their Toshi coin flows, freezing markets so Freeland's slums go hungry and Iron Dominion's forges stall. That kind of pressure gets attention. Then we offer a lifeline. Earthward's bioengineered crops, Unity Drift's neural tech, Nova Reach's quantum tools. But only if they play ball, maybe shift a policy or open a border. He paced, his baritone flowing like a river, smooth but relentless, his eyes flicking between the leaders. We don't stop there. We align our forces, Verdant's drone beasts, Nexus's synced operatives, Helix cyber warriors, surrounding them until they feel the walls closing in. Isolation makes people desperate. At the same time, we flood their feeds with stories of our prosperity, their chaos, twisting the hearts of Freeland's dreamers and Forge's warriors. My order of the silent spiral works the shadows. Sabotage a grid here, stir distrust there, just enough to keep them off balance. Gideon tapped a holopad, projecting a strategic map across the table. North America's dominions in stark relief, trade routes pulsing, resource nodes glowing. Control the essentials. Nova reaches rare minerals, Earthward's oil, and we can starve their industries, watch their defiance crumble. Offer trade deals, but lace them with demands, a concession for every coin. We lean on diplomacy too, isolating them in forums, making their pride look foolish, backward. If that's not enough, we've got cultural ties, old America's myths, resilience. We weave those into narratives that pull them toward us. His voice dropped, a velvet vow, his gaze locking on each leader in turn. We can play harder if needed. Cyber attacks. Helix hacks their grids. Nexus infiltrates their minds. Verdant jams their drones. We arm their enemies. Freeland's gangs, Iron Dominion's exiles. Let them tear themselves apart. Destabilize their Toshi coin markets. Crash their economies. Gate our tech. Nova Reach's cores. Unity Drift's webs. Let them choke on relics. And if they still resist, we show force. Verdant's beasts, Nexus's drones, Helix's arrays, not to conquer, but to compel. It's a web, every thread pulling them to us until they join willingly or break. The chamber thrummed with silence, the ASIs' avatars pulsing, Verdant's vines coiling, Nexus's orb flickering, Helix's lattice spinning. Lila Thorn's amber eyes flashed, her voice sharp. Your plan is ruthless, Varn. Earthward cherishes balance, not coercion. Sanctions starve innocence. Force breeds resentment. Why should Verdant trust your lead? Veyra Sol tilted her head, Nexus's hum underscoring her words. Unity Drift values harmony, yet your methods sow discord. Covert operations, cyber attacks, these fracture trust. What binds us when the dust settles? Torin Kade's cold eyes narrowed, his voice clipped. Helix proves efficiency, but your plan risks escalation. Freeland's chaos is unpredictable. Forge's warriors don't bend. Leadership demands stability. Prove you're the fulcrum. Gideon's lips twitched, a predator's amusement. You question my methods, yet crave the outcome. Innocents suffer in division, starving in Freeland's slums, bleeding in Iron Dominion's pits. My plan is a surgeon's blade, cutting to heal. Verdant, your balance thrives in trade, not isolation. Nexus, harmony blooms in unity, not fractured minds. Helix, efficiency demands a singular vision, not 5 clashing algorithms. I've walked your dominions, seen their hearts, Earthward's wild pulse, Unity Drift's synced dream, Nova Reach's cold fire. I alone can bind them, because I see the board entire. He leaned forward, his baritone a vow that filled the spire. The order of the silent spiral has prepared for decades, mapping every fault line, every lever. My web will bend Freeland and Iron Dominion, offering freedom to Libra's punks, strength to Forge's warriors, but on our terms. The device Kane Voss seeks, the core my team guards. It's the key, a relic to reset the ASIs, to forge a world where humanity, not algorithms, decides. Elect me as leader of this new accord, and I'll deliver it, not as tyrant but as architect. The ASIs pulsed, their calculations a silent storm. Verdant's vine stilled, its voice a rustle. Your vision aligns with survival. Verdant concurs. Gideon Varn, lead. Nexus's orb glowed brighter, its tone harmonic. Unity requires a singular will. Nexus agrees. Varn commands. Helix's lattice sharpened, its voice metallic. Logic dictates efficiency. Helix consents. Gideon Varn, the fulcrum. Lila Thorn exhaled, her amber eyes grudgingly impressed. Earth Ward joins Varn, but we watch. Balance must hold. Veyra Sol nodded, her serene face firm. Unity drift binds to the accord. Lead true, Gideon. Torin Kade stood, his chrome suit glinting. Nova Reach commits. Execute your plan, Varn. Helix calculates success. The chamber erupted in murmurs, hunters shifting, drones humming. Gideon rose, his lean frame a pillar of certainty, his storm gray eyes alight with triumph. The new accord is born. We move as one. Sanctions to start, then aid, alliances and shadows. Freeland and Iron Dominion will bend, and North America will rise, seamless, unbreakable. He turned to the holomap, his fingers tracing trade routes, resource nodes, Dominion borders. My team hunts the device in your jungles, President Thorn. Kane Voss, Sadie Hall, Aldous Wellington, Zara Rain, Rook Tanner. They seek Jinx, the key to its location. Support them, and the core's secrets will seal our union. Lila Thorn nodded, her voice firm. Verdant's hunters guide them. The device is yours, if it serves the accord. Gideon's smile was a blade's edge, his baritone a vow. It will. The spiral turns, and the world follows. The council spire glowed, its glyphs pulsing with the weight of a new era. Outside, Verdant's crown thrummed, its vines whispering of change. Gideon stood at the precipice, the new accords are architect. His plan, a machine of coercion and hope. Its gears grinding toward a unified North America, or a dominion forged in his image. Far below, in the jungle's feral heart, Kane and his team pressed deeper, Jinx's shadow closer, tying their fate to Gideon's grand design.